Chapter 8. The Self Stands Beyond Mind. Questioner. As a child, fairly often I experienced states of complete happiness, verging on ecstasy. Later, they ceased, but since I came to India, they reappeared, particularly after I met you. Yet these states, however wonderful, are not lasting. They come and go, and there's no knowing when they will come back. Maharaj, how can anything be steady in a mind which itself is not steady? Questioner. How can I make my mind steady? Maharaj. How can an unsteady mind make itself steady? Of course it cannot. It is the nature of the mind to roam about. All you can do is to shift the focus of consciousness beyond the mind. Questioner. How is it done? Maharaj. Refuse all thoughts except one, the thought I am. The mind will rebel in the beginning, but with patience and perseverance it will yield and keep quiet. Once you are quiet, things will begin to happen spontaneously and quite naturally, without any interference on your part. Questioner. Can I avoid this protracted battle with my mind? Maharaj. Yes, you can. Just live your life as it comes, but alertly, watchfully, allowing everything to happen as it happens, doing the natural things the natural way, suffering, rejoicing, as life brings. This also is a way. Questioner. Well, then I can as well marry, have children, run a business, be happy. Maharaj. Sure, you may or may not be happy. Take it in your stride. Questioner. Yet I want happiness. Maharaj. True happiness cannot be found in things that change and pass away. Pleasure and pain alternate inexorably. Happiness comes from the self and can be found in the self only. Find your real self, Swarupa, and all else will come with it. Questioner. If my real self is peace and love, why is it so restless? Maharaj. It is not your real being that is restless, but its reflection in the mind appears restless because the mind is restless. It is just like the reflection of the moon in the water stirred by the wind. The wind of desire stirs the mind, and the me, which is but a reflection of the self in the mind, appears changeful. But these ideas of movement, of restlessness, of pleasure and pain are all in the mind. The self stands beyond the mind, aware, but unconcerned. Questioner. So how to reach it? Maharaj. You are the self, here and now. Leave the mind alone, stand aware and unconcerned, and you will realize that to stand alert but detached, watching events come and go, is an aspect of your real nature. Questioner. What are the other aspects? Maharaj. The aspects are infinite in number. Realize one, and you will realize all. Questioner. Tell me something that would help me. Maharaj. You know best what you need. Questioner. I am restless. How can I gain peace? Maharaj. For what do you need peace? Questioner. To be happy. Maharaj. Are you not happy now? Questioner. No, I am not. Maharaj. What makes you unhappy? Questioner. I have what I don't want and want what I don't have. Maharaj. Why don't you invert it? Want what you have and care not for what you don't have. Questioner. I want what is pleasant and don't want what is painful. Maharaj. How do you know what is pleasant and what is not? Questioner. From past experience, of course. Maharaj. Guided by memory, you have been pursuing the pleasant and shunning the unpleasant. Have you succeeded? Questioner. No, I have not. The pleasant does not last. Pain sets in again. Maharaj. Which pain? Questioner. The desire for pleasure, the fear of pain, both are states of distress. Is there a state of unalloyed pleasure? Maharaj. Every pleasure, physical or mental, needs an instrument. Both the physical and mental instruments are material. They get tired and worn out. The pleasure they yield is necessarily limited in intensity and duration. Pain is the background of all your pleasures. You want them because you suffer. On the other hand, the very search for pleasure is the cause of pain. It is a vicious circle. Questioner. I can see the mechanism of my confusion, but I do not see a way out of it. Maharaj. The very examination of the mechanism shows the way. After all, your confusion is only in your mind, which never rebelled so far against confusion and never got to grips with it. It rebelled only against pain. Questioner. So all I can do is to stay confused. Maharaj. Be alert. Question. Observe. Investigate. Learn all you can about confusion, how it operates, what it does to you and others. By being clear about confusion, you become clear of confusion. Questioner. When I look into myself, I find my strongest desire is to create a monument, to build something which will outlast me. Even when I think of a home, wife and child, it is because it is a lasting, solid testimony to myself. Maharaj. Right? Build yourself a monument. How do you propose to do it? Questioner. It matters a little what I build as long as it is permanent. Maharaj. Surely you can see for yourself that nothing is permanent. All wears out, breaks down, dissolves. The very ground on which you build gives way. What can you build that will outlast all? Questioner. Intellectually, verbally, I am aware that all is transient. Yet somehow my heart wants permanency. I want to create something that lasts. Maharaj. Then you must build it of something lasting. What have you that is lasting? Neither your body nor mind will last. You must look elsewhere. Krishna. I long for permanency, but I find it nowhere. Maharaj. Are you yourself not permanent? Questioner. I was born, I shall die. Maharaj. Can you truly say you were not before you were born? And can you possibly say when dead, now I am no more? You cannot say from your own experience that you are not. You can only say, I am. Others too cannot tell you, you are not. Questioner. There is no I am in sleep. Maharaj. Before you make such sweeping statements, examine carefully your waking state. You will soon discover that it is full of gaps. When the mind blanks out, notice how little you remember, even when fully awake. You just don't remember. A gap in memory is not necessarily a gap in consciousness. Questioner. Can I make myself remember my state of deep sleep? Maharaj. Of course. By eliminating the intervals of inadvertence during your waking hours, you will gradually eliminate the long interval of absent-mindedness, which you call sleep. You'll be aware that you are asleep. Questioner. Yet the problem of permanency, of continuity of being, is not solved. Maharaj. Permanency is a mere idea, born of the action of time. Time, again, depends on memory. By permanency, you mean unfailing memory through endless time. You want to eternalize the mind, which is not possible. Questioner. Then what is eternal, Maharaj? That which does not change with time. You cannot eternalize a transient thing. Only the changeless is eternal. Questioner. I am familiar with the general sense of what you say. I do not crave for more knowledge. All I want is peace. Maharaj. You can have, for the asking, all the peace you want. Questioner. I am asking. Maharaj. You must ask with an undivided heart and live an integrated life. Maharaj. Questioner. How? Maharaj. Detach yourself from all that makes your mind restless. Renounce all that disturbs its peace. If you want peace, deserve it. Questioner. Surely everybody deserves peace. Maharaj. Those only deserve it who don't disturb it. Questioner. In what way do I disturb peace? Maharaj. By being a slave to your desires and fears. Questioner. Even when they are justified. Maharaj. Emotional reactions born of ignorance or inadvertence are never justified. Seek a clear mind and a clean heart. All you need is to keep quietly alert, inquiring into the real nature of yourself. This is the only way to peace. Chapter 9. Responses of memory. Questioner. Some say the universe was created. Others say that it always existed and is forever undergoing transformation. Some say it is subject to eternal laws. Others deny even causality. Some say the world is real. Others, that it has no being whatsoever. Maharaj. Which world are you inquiring about? Questioner. The world of my perceptions, of course. Maharaj. The world you can perceive is a very small world indeed, and it is entirely private. Take it to be a dream and be done with it. Questioner. How can I take it to be a dream? A dream does not last. Maharaj. How long will your own world last? Questioner. After all, my little world is but a part of the total. Maharaj. Is not that idea of a total world a part of your personal world? The universe does not come to tell you that you are a part of it. It is you who have invented a totality to contain you as a part. In fact, all you know is your own private world, however well you have furnished it with your imaginations and expectations. Questioner. Surely perception is not imagination. Maharaj. What else? Perception is recognition, is it not? Something entirely unfamiliar can be sensed, but cannot be perceived. Perception involves memory. Questioner. Granted, but memory does not make it illusion. Maharaj. Perception, imagination, expectation, anticipation, illusion, all are based on memory. There are hardly any borderlines between them. They just merge into each other. All are responses of memory. Questioner. Still, memory is there to prove the reality of my world. Maharaj. How much do you remember? Try to write down from memory what you were thinking, saying, and doing on the 30th of the last month. Questioner. Yes, there is a blank. Maharaj. It is not so bad. You do remember a lot. Unconscious memory makes the world in which you live so familiar. Questioner. Admitted that the world in which I live is subjective and partial. What about you? In what kind of world do you live? Maharaj. My world is just like yours. I see, I hear, I feel, I think, I speak and act in a world I perceive, just like you. But with you, it is all. With me, it is nothing. Knowing the world to be a part of myself, I paid no more attention than you pay to the food you have eaten. While being prepared and eaten, the food is separate from you and your mind is on it. Once swallowed, you become totally unconscious of it. I have eaten up the world and I need not think of it anymore. Questioner. Don't you become completely irresponsible? Maharaj. How could I? How can I hurt something which is one with me? On the contrary, without thinking of the world, whatever I do will be of benefit to it. Just as the body sets itself right unconsciously, so am I ceaselessly active in setting the world right. Questioner. Nevertheless, you are aware of the immense suffering of the world. Questioner. Maharaj. Of course I am. Much more than you are. Questioner. Then what do you do? Maharaj. I look at it through the eyes of God and find that all is well. Questioner. How can you say that all is well? Look at the wars, the exploitation, the cruel strife between the citizen and the state. Maharaj. All these sufferings are man-made, and it is within man's power to put an end to them. God helps by facing man with the results of his actions and demanding that the balance should be restored. Karma is the law that works for righteousness. It is the healing hand of God. Chapter 10. Witnessing. Questioner. I'm full of desires and want them fulfilled. How am I to get what I want? Maharaj. Do you deserve what you desire? In some way or other, you have to work for fulfillment of your desires. Put in energy and wait for the results. Where am I to get the energy? Questioner. Maharaj. Desire itself is energy. Questioner. Then why does not every desire get fulfilled? Maharaj. Maybe it was not strong enough and lasting. Questioner. Yes, that is my problem. I want things, but I'm lazy when it comes to action. Maharaj. When your desire is not clear or strong, it cannot take shape. Besides, if your desires are personal for your own enjoyment, the energy you give them is necessarily limited. It cannot be more than what you have. Questioner. Yet, often ordinary persons do attain what they desire, Maharaj, after desiring for a very much and for a long time. Even then, their achievements are limited. Questioner. And what about unselfish desires? Maharaj, when you desire the common good, the whole world desires with you. Make humanity's desire your own and work for it. There you cannot fail. Questioner. Humanity is God's work, not mine. I am concerned with myself. Have I got the right to see my legitimate desires fulfilled? They will hurt no one. My desires are legitimate. They are right desires. Why don't they come true? Maharaj. Desires are right or wrong according to circumstances. It depends on how you look at them. It is only for the individual that a distinction between right and wrong is valid. Questioner. What are the guidelines for such distinction? And how am I to know which of my desires are right and which are wrong? Maharaj. In your case, desires that lead to sorrow are wrong, and those which lead to happiness are right. But you must not forget others. Their sorrow and happiness also count. Questioner. Results are in the future. How can I know what they will be? Maharaj. Use your mind. Remember. Observe. You are not different from others. Most of their experience are valid for you too. Think clearly and deeply. Go into the entire structure of your desires and their ramifications. They are a most important part of your mental and emotional makeup and powerfully affect your actions. Remember, you cannot abandon what you do not know. To go beyond yourself, you must know yourself. Questioner. What does it mean to know myself? By knowing myself, what exactly do I come to know? Maharaj. All that you are not. Questioner. And not what I am? Maharaj. What you are, you already are. By knowing what you are not, you are free of it and remain in your own natural state. It all happens quite spontaneously and effortlessly. Questioner. And what do I discover? Maharaj. You discover that there is nothing to discover. You are what you are, and that is all. Questioner. I do not understand. Maharaj. It is your fixed idea that you must be something or other that blinds you. Questioner. How can I get rid of this idea? Maharaj. If you trust me, believe when I tell you that you are the pure awareness that illuminates consciousness and its infinite content. Realize this and live accordingly. If you do not believe me, then go within, inquiring, what am I? Or focus your mind on I am, which is pure and simple being. Questioner. On what my faith in you depends. Maharaj. On your insight into other people's hearts. If you cannot look into my heart, look into your own. Questioner. I can do neither. Maharaj. Purify yourself by a well-ordered and useful life. Watch over your thoughts, feelings, words and actions. This will clear your vision. Questioner. Must I not renounce everything and live a homeless life? Maharaj. You cannot renounce. You may leave your home and give trouble to your family, but attachments are in the mind and will not leave you until you know your mind in and out. First thing first, know yourself. All else will come with it. Questioner. But you already told me that I'm the supreme reality. Is it not self-knowledge? Maharaj. Of course you are the supreme reality. But what of it? Every grain of sand is God. You know it, it is important. But that is only the beginning. Questioner. Well, you told me that I'm the supreme reality. I believe you. What next is there for me to do? Maharaj. I told you already. Discover all you are not. Body, feelings, thoughts, ideas, time, space, being, and not being this or that. Nothing concrete or abstract you can point out to is you. A mere verbal statement will not do. You may repeat a formula endlessly without any result whatsoever. You must watch yourself continuously, particularly your mind, moment by moment, missing nothing. This witnessing is essential for the separation of the self from the not-self. Questioner. The witnessing, is it not my real nature? Maharaj. For witnessing, there must be something else to witness. We are still in duality. Questioner. What about witnessing the witness, awareness of awareness? Maharaj. Putting words together will not take you far. Go within and discover what you are not. Nothing else matters. Chapter 11. Awareness and consciousness. Questioner. What do you do when asleep? Maharaj. I am aware of being asleep. Questioner. Is not sleep a state of unconsciousness? Maharaj. Yes, I am aware of being unconscious. Questioner. And when awake or dreaming? Maharaj. I am aware of being awake or dreaming. Questioner. I do not catch you. What exactly do you mean? Let me make my terms clear. By being asleep, I mean unconscious. By being awake, I mean conscious. By dreaming, I mean conscious of one's mind, but not of the surroundings. Maharaj. Well, it is about the same with me. Yet, there seems to be a difference. In each state, you forget the other two, while to me, there is but one state of being, including and transcending the three mental states of waking, dreaming, and sleeping. Questioner. Do you see the world a direction and do you see in the world a direction and a purpose? Maharaj. The world is but a reflection of my imagination. Whatever I want to see, I can see. But why should I invent patterns of creation, evolution, and destruction? I do not need them and have no desire to lock up the world in a mental picture. Questioner. Coming back to sleep. Do you dream? Maharaj. Of course. Questioner. What are your dreams? Maharaj. Echoes of the waking state. Questioner. And your deep sleep? Maharaj. The brain consciousness is suspended. Questioner. Are you then unconscious? Maharaj. Unconscious of my surroundings, yes. Questioner. Not quite unconscious? Maharaj. I remain aware that I am unconscious. Questioner. You use the words aware and conscious. Are they not the same? Maharaj. Awareness is primordial. It is the original state, beginningless, endless, uncaused, unsupported, without parts, without change. Consciousness is on contact, a reflection against the surface, a state of duality. There can be no consciousness without awareness, but there can be awareness without consciousness, as in deep sleep. Awareness is absolute. Consciousness is relative to its content. Consciousness is always of something. Consciousness is partial and changeful. Awareness is total, changeless, calm, and silent. and it is the common matrix of every experience. Questioner: how does one go beyond consciousness into awareness? Maharaj: since it is awareness that makes consciousness possible, there is awareness in every state of consciousness. Therefore, the very consciousness of being conscious is already a movement in awareness. Interest in your stream of consciousness takes you to awareness. It is not a new state. It is at once recognized as the original, basic existence, which is life itself, and also love and joy. Questioner: since reality is all the time with us, what does self-realization consist of? Maharaj: realization is but the opposite of ignorance. To take the world as real and oneself as unreal is ignorance, the cause of sorrow. To know the self as the only reality and all else as temporal and transient is freedom, peace, and joy. It is all very simple. Instead of seeing things as imagined, learn to see them as they are. It is like cleansing a mirror. The same mirror that shows you the world as it is will also show you your own face. The thought I am is the polishing cloth. Use it.